I'm still trying to wrap my head around why they never carified Bigfoot in the slightest in the fourth episode of Cars on the Road, The Legend. Like, it never made much sense to me because every other animal that we've ever seen in the Cars world has always been carified, like cows are tractors, bulls are sometimes bulldozers, sometimes combines. But Bigfoots, they're just Bigfoots. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. Don't know why they didn't just call Bigfoot Big Wheel in the episode. That definitely would have cleared up a lot of confusion on my end. But whatever. Anyways, today we have one of the Bigfoot hunters from that episode, which is one of my favorite episodes of the series, by the way. And that is, of course, Miss Griswold here. So welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everybody. I know I reviewed Griswold quite some time ago, but I thought it's time for a redo review because I haven't reviewed another car from the Legend episode since then, which I reviewed her like over a year ago. And I just thought, I don't know, my quality of videos has definitely gotten better since then, and it was just time to freshen up my memory of Griswold. And I have this one right here, which is not on a very great card, so I'm going to bust it open because I can't actually find my loose Griswold right now. I never found any in a store, but I got a few from I think Greece or Australia back in the day when Cars on the Road was just first coming out. So yeah, thought it would be a good idea to freshen up my memory on her. Plus, I have Cryptid Buster McQueen, who I want to review very shortly as well. I really love Griswold though. Her artwork is very nice, looking out to the side. She's a really cool station wagon model, and I love all the like equipment that she has on her. I think she's supposed to be like the researcher on the Bigfoot hunting team in the episode, which is called the Wayne County Cryptid Busters. Very cool. I just love that kind of stuff, cryptids and Bigfoots and stuff. And I just thought that was cool that they explored it in Cars on the Road. Wish they would have carified it a little more, but is what it is. Very cool name too, if you don't know. Her name is based off of the old what are they called? National Lampoon vacation movies. They made a whole series. They even made a newer one in 2015 just called Vacation, which I ironically just watched very recently. And I don't know, I guess because their family always drove around an old station wagon, which looked, I don't know, kind of pretty much the same as Griswold. I think it was a different color maybe, but same type of like wood paneling on the side and stuff. So I guess that's why they named Griswold Griswold. Makes sense to me. Pretty cool. Little coincidence there, but it works out well. And then on the back, as seen in Cars on the Road, of course, we got Rusty's Dynaco Cruz Ramirez, or Racing Center Cruz, whatever you want to call her, Royce Resley, Griswold herself, Road Trip Lightning McQueen, Caterpillar DeRev, and Speed Demon. But yeah, I never found a Griswold in a store, which is pretty shocking. And what's also more shocking is after like over a year after I first opened her and first got her, and when she first came out, I still don't have another another Legend car opened up. It's weird, but I don't know. I haven't been able to find Cryptid Buster McQueen. I finally did at the Dollarama, and yeah, I'll be reviewing him very soon. But for now, let's bust open our Griswold here. This one's not a very great card, so might as well bust her open. She was first in 2022 singles case L, and then she came back for case M, and then she even came back for 2023 singles case H. So it really is quite strange that I never found her. But I don't know. Maybe I'll still find her. You never know. Sometimes we get in old cases here in Canada, so I guess it's still possible. I'd like to find another one on mint card because these two definitely aren't, but they're not bad. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just bust open Griswold and see how she looks out of the package. Good old Griswold. I love this old gal. Such a fun character. I love every time she's on screen in the Legend episode. And she just looks so cool too. I mean, she's fully equipped, ready to go hunt those old Sasquatches. And I just love the station wagon model too. It's always fun when we get a new one. She does look eerily similar to another one we've gotten before, and that is, of course, Mr. Bill Revs here from Cars 3. They look pretty much identical, as you can see. The orange is a little bit more dull on Bill, I would say, but they both have the wood trim on the sides, and they're both station wagons. They're the exact same model. So I don't know. That doesn't bother me because Griswold's an actual main character, whereas Bill, he's just some random background character at the Cotter Pin in Cars 3. So he really doesn't amount to a whole lot. So that's why I love Griswold. Doesn't affect her release at all, even though they are pretty much identical. If Bill would have came after Griswold, that may be a different story. But since Bill came first, I gotta say, no faults towards Griswold at all. Anyways, here she is in the Legend episode. We get to see her around the campfire with the other members of the Wayne County Cryptid Busters. And surprisingly, Griswold doesn't talk a whole lot in the episode, but we do get to see her all in action out there in the woods, and we even get to see her with her big thermal goggles on, which is cool. Hopefully, they'll do that one as a diecast eventually. And then, obviously, in the end, she gets all scared, just like the rest of the Cryptid Busters, when Lightning McQueen tricks them and pretends to be an alien. They get fooled pretty easily. That's the one part I don't really care for in the episode, is when they kind of like go on the whole alien paranormal side of Bigfoot investigating. I didn't really like that, but it was a good way to scare them. I just wish they did it in a more traditional Bigfoot way. And I really, really, really wish they would have actually shown us what an actual Bigfoot looks like in the world of cards. Because if Santa Car can exist, the Easter Buggy can exist, why can't Bigfoot exist in the world of cars? But still, why are they even calling him Bigfoot in the first place? They really should be calling him a Big Wheel. Didn't like that at all. Not very carified in the slightest. But anyways, Griswold looks awesome. I like her expression. They didn't give her any kind of eyeliner, so that's one of the reasons I kind of thought Griswold was a male. But then again, I don't really think they gave Margaret Motorray any either. No, they didn't on her mini racer at least. So I guess that's okay. They wouldn't be wearing makeup out in the woods going hunting for Bigfoots, but it just, I don't know, it's confusing sometimes because it makes me think that these female cars are a male, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect her character. It would just be nice to know for my own peace of mind. But anyways, yeah, her mouth is in her bumper there. It is a plastic piece, unfortunately. It doesn't look too bad. I like how long the little lines here on the side of her mouth go. Big old smile for Griswold. It doesn't really look like what she looks like in the episode, but it's fine. Still looks cool. Nice rectangular shaped headlights and grill. Very nice and detailed, which is cool. And her eyes are a plastic eye plate, but that's okay. Very cool, like matte finish to her as well. She's almost a little rough to the touch, which I really like. Definitely nails down that old in the woods kind of rustic look that she has. And she has the big old wood panel on the side here. Very classic to station wagons. So cool. She really resembles the Griswold. I believe they called their family car the Griswold in those old vacation movies like I was talking about earlier. I think they're called National Lampoon's Vacation. Yeah, I think that's just what the first one was called. And they made a whole bunch of sequels, including a newer one just simply called Vacation. And I watched that one pretty recently. It's from 2015. And they actually bring back the old Griswold. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, it all makes sense now. That's how Griswold is based off those old movies. She uses the same model as the car they would drive. So it makes sense. Unfortunately, they don't really use that card too much in the movie. I think it breaks down or something, and they had to stop using it. But they did in the old movies back in the day. Nobody likes that movie, and I can understand why. It's very, very bad and inappropriate. Not really for me. But anyways, side rant over. Here is a little logo here of the Wayne County Cryptid Busters. I don't really get the abbreviation, why it says CBC. What does that stand for? I don't know, because Cryptid Busters would just be CB, but looks like they put two C's there. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It does say Wayne County up there. I know you can't read it, neither can I, but I've seen the logo in full HD before, nice and large, and you can definitely tell what it says, but still not understanding the abbreviation there. I think that's supposed to be the Mothman. It almost looks like a hood, like a car hood, with like a creepy looking smile on the bottom, and then it looks like bat wings on either side. I think that's what it's supposed to be, at least, because they do mention the Mothman, which is another weird error. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's not carified. Like a Mothman is just kind of like a Bigfoot. It's just another cryptid. But I don't get it. And they also mentioned the Chupacabra, but that one doesn't really sound uncarified, so that one's fine. That one gets a pass. But nice gray trim around all of the woodwork, which is cool. This side too. Both sides are the exact same. Oh, mine's got a little chip there on the trim. That sucks. Oh well. I would like to get a better condition package Griswold one day, though. But I can't seem to find her. I haven't seen one in a store ever. Nice gray trim around the windows too. Very, very long back window there. That is basically how a station wagon is so spacey. Spacey? Is that a word? Spacious, I meant to say. That's why there's so much room in them, is because they have like an extra row back there, kind of like where the trunk would be. I think they still have a trunk, but they just have 3 rows, and that's why they're so spacious. Yeah, that sounds better. A spacious, spacey. What the heck am I saying? Anyway, so yeah, lots of cool equipment up here. She's got a luggage. Why am I petting it like a dog? I don't know. But cool roof rack system up here too. Big old light up there. Another light down here. And this, I think, is supposed to be a thermal camera. I don't know though 100%, but that's what it looks like to me. It's funny because one of the members of the Ames team from this funny Bigfoot hunting show I like to watch called Mountain Monsters, his name is Jeff. He is the researcher, and he carries around a thermal camera. So that's why Griswold really reminds me of Jeff. I'll put a picture up on the screen of him. Tell me they don't share a striking resemblance. I mean, just look at the two. They're practically equals. Everyone always makes fun of Jeff for looking like a garden gnome. They also like to refer to him as Santa Claus. He's got lots of nicknames, but I love Jeff. He's a good old boy, that's for sure. Anyways, big old microphone system here too. They didn't paint it for some reason. I feel like there should be some gray paint in it, but I can't say for sure. Well, actually, I can if I just look off to the artwork 1 second. Actually, no, never mind. It's all black. Never mind. Sorry, Mattel. I thought that you gypped us out on some paint there, but nope. Anyways, the back is pretty plain. Another plastic bumper there, and then a little trunk opener there, and the rectangular shaped tail lights, very small. I like how they put all the rust detailing around her body too, mostly on the bottom, so it's supposed to be like mud splatter. Very nice. And then obviously she actually has muddy wheels too. They detail them very nice, which can't be said for the Salt Flats racers. They did not detail those wheels very nice, unfortunately. But here's a look at the base R34A is the date stamp, 34th week of 2022. Very cool. Pretty much like the middle of the year, about. Because, yeah, there's 65 weeks in a year, right? No. There's 365 days in a year. How many weeks is there? 50 something, I feel like? I don't know. I should know this. Anyways, yeah, nice treads on the tires. Actually, not on the bottom, only on the sides for some reason. But still, looks nice. Basic gray rims there. Feel like they would look better in silver, but I guess the gray paint gives it an older look. I just love how you can see the black coming through there, but yet the bottoms is completely brown. It is a plasticky looking brown, but still, it looks better if they would have just left them all brown. Like that wouldn't look good. That wouldn't look realistic at all. So I'm glad that they did what they did. But yeah, Griswold looks awesome. I really do like this old gal. Too bad we don't have any other cars from the Legend episode to compare, but we will soon when we start reviewing other cars from the Legend episode. But unfortunately, it's hard for me to get them. But here she is next to Bill. They look pretty much identical. I mean, my goodness. It's good that they changed the shade of orange. That's all I can say. The rust detailing and everything is a little bit different. So that's nice. But different expression too, so that's cool. But yeah, Bill was just a background character, just kind of a one-off release, so it's really not a big deal. Oh yeah, I have another car from that model too, can't forget. Motor Turner. Now she actually has a different color, and you can tell, like, look at that. The thick eyeliner there. So you can definitely tell, like, she is a female, whereas Griswold, you can't really tell. But I don't know why they do that nowadays. They don't for every car, that's for sure, but a lot of them they do, and it just makes it so confusing for me. I'm just left to wonder, is a car a female or a male? But for Griswold, I think there's no mistake, and she's definitely a female. Definitely an old gal, for sure. I was definitely a little skeptical at first as to whether Griswold was a he or she, but I mean, she's voiced by a female voice actor, Gabby Santalitro, whoever that is. I think she worked on Bob's Burgers or something. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much confirms it right there that Griswold is a female, unless Disney and Pixar confirm it, but I don't think they're gonna. Margaret Motorway is definitely a female, though, you can tell from her name. And Clutch Humboldt, the big RV guy, he is definitely a male, you can tell. Well, from his voice and his buffness, and I think just his name as well. But I guess not really, because it's so carified. Anyway, so let me know what you think of Griswold down in the comments below. Very cool old station wagon. I like her a lot. And I'll be reviewing good old Cryptid Buster Lightning McQueen very, very shortly on the channel, so look forward to that review. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time right here on the Cars Garage.